Who's that girl? Na 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 na. Who's that girl? That's me. Hey, all my book peeps, how y'all doing? I'm in the kitchen trying to figure out what to cook, okay? Just came from an appointment. By the way, you like the ladies up there, make sure you take care of them. I went for a breast cancer screening. We're all good in this house, okay? And a cute little bag. As you can tell from the title of this video, it is about who's that girl. Okay, we're not gonna talk about my musical talent, right? But anyway, this is by Eve, who I've always thought was really cool. She's beautiful, she's talented, and she is smart and don't take any junk. So let's talk a little bit about Eve. So Eve apparently is from Philadelphia. That's right across the way there. She was always looking for attention, and you know, so she did a lot of different things like art. She tried Muslim for a while. She tried playing music, dance, all of that stuff, and you know, rap eventually stuck for her. She apparently started out rap battling in high school, and you know, it kind of took off from there. She was always just trying to stand out, you know, she always viewed guys as her competition, which she still does today. She talks a lot about how she cut school because she was just so concentrated on, you know, starting her rap career. I mean, she's 15, but you know, some people like to start early. Her mom was real supportive of it, so that was pretty interesting that, you know, she was just like, hey, you know, just make sure you go for the gusto, right? She talked about how her signature blonde style is something that she started in high school and just rolled with it from there. She loves weed, lots of references to weed, so you know, she was real honest about that. You know, music and weed went together for her. She had some substance issues like later in life, you know, so she's a lot more in moderation. As you get older, you know, your body chemistry change, you can't handle all of those same things, you get enlightened a little bit more. She did talk about being a stripper. Contrary to a lot of people believe, she was a stripper for about 2 months. You know, she was trying to get that fast cash, get that dough, and you know, she got it. I thought it was real interesting because she talked about how she just was not a good stripper because she was lazy. She just didn't want to do anything. She didn't want to dance on the pole, she didn't want to give a lap dance, and you know, part of being a stripper is getting, you know, getting active and doing some stuff. That's how you make the dollars. And apparently she failed gym and that is the reason why she didn't graduate high school on time. So that's very interesting there. So she was just like, she was not cut out to be a stripper. But apparently she met a lot of like rappers and all that stuff in the game while she was in the strip club, and you know, they were very much supportive of her getting out of the strip game and into the rap game. Men have women's back because they definitely have yours. She talked about how she has like this love-hate relationship, mostly hate with Dr. Dre because he did her dirty early in her career. But then eventually she got with the Rough Riders and, you know, became that feminine energy to kind of soften out the label with them. And that served her well. They protected her. She still felt like while they supported her, she felt like overwhelmingly, which I think is probably still today, that the music industry, especially rap, is very much a boy's world. But what I thought was very interesting is that she said that since she felt she was always in competition with the men, that she was very naive that the women would bond together. But I did like how she said that there's this misplaced anger from the women of not being able to be protected by the men in the industry, that they tend to clamor and bicker amongst themselves, which does not serve them well. Now, she went ahead and made her name in the music industry. You know, she has the awards, she has the videos. You can look that up. We've seen that. She also went on to star in movies. You got Barbershop 1, you got Barbershop 2, that was Fast and the Furious. Apparently though, she had her own show. I had no idea, even though it's named after her. So where was I? I have no idea. I never did see her on the show Queens. Apparently it had Brandy and some other big names. Where was I again? No idea. And that was before I had my head all in the books, so I just missed that apparently. She also had a clothing line. I had no idea where that was at either. Now, I did know about her on The Talk. You know, you can just tell that that's a toxic show already. And she admitted, you know, it was toxic, mean girl club up in that piece. I did see her in this, you know, talk show circuit that she did when she was, you know, before she got into The Talk. And I think that she actually does very well on camera in front of a panel, you know, as like a talk show host. So I knew that that would be a segue that she would get into. I saw her on The Real, which I loved. That was my talk show. She doesn't talk too in depth in her personal life. I was expecting her to like dish on some names. We didn't get that, so I was a bit disappointed. But she did talk about having, you know, some relationship trauma. So for years, she didn't really take relationships serious. And then she met old dude, Maximilian Cooper. Now that just sounds like he got some money, right? But apparently he hosts this motor car cross-country rally or multi-country rally or whatever called Gumball 3000. And you know, that was an interesting story in how they met in that. But you know what? That's her boo. That's her man. That's who she got with. He had 4 kids, so whoo, that's a lot to take on. But you know what? She was like, this is my boo. This is where I'm at. You know, she did some IVF, had some fertility issues, and you know, she did the thing and she got her baby, right? Her baby's about 2 now. He's a cute little thing. I saw him on the internet. So apparently his name is, and I had to write this down, Wild Wolf Fife Alexander Summers Cooper. You got to be rich to have a name that long, okay? But you know what? I understand. You wait for a long time, you put all those names into one kid. So go ahead, girl. Now, I did write down some fun things that she talked about that I thought were interesting. She mentioned Napster. Yeah, if you're old enough, you know about Napster. She did explain the word John. Apparently, that's a Philly thing, you know, person, place, or thing. It can be used for a lot of stuff. So make sure you understand the context if somebody's using John, okay? She did give a few Diddy references, nothing in depth. It was all benign because I was definitely all ears. You know, it is what it is, okay? I think everybody's not going to talk about Diddy, okay? She did talk about dealing with Suge Knight. Why anybody would think that's a good idea is beyond me, okay? It causes more problems than it's worth. You're going to learn today, girl. Apparently, she had a sex tape. I had no idea about that either. And she also had that Hollywood DUI. You know how that goes. Privilege definitely speaks for itself in that one. She also spoke about her foray into Scientology. That's a very interesting story. Overall, it was a great time. I enjoyed getting to know Eve. I think she gave us like generalities about a lot of the things in the bigger industry. As far as with her itself, we get to see her growth, but I don't think you get to see too much in-depth things with some stuff that went on with her life. It's more about just progress through the career, but that's okay. You know, she can't tell all the tea. But it's worth the read if you're interested in getting to know who this Eve Juhan Jeffers is, aka Eve Badass, okay? Okay, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here and go figure out what to cook. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.